So, Slangpolska Efter Byss Kalle is a polska with a 16th note rhythm. So it doesn't really quite have as much of the swinging 1, 3, 1, 3, 1 feel, but it has more of a steady 1E and 2E and 3E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 1E and 2E and 3E and the 8th note, the 16th notes kind of take on this shushing feel, but they're very steady in a pulse. So it's in G major, starts on a D. Let me play the first phrase a couple of times, and we'll try playing it together. Again. 1, 2, 3. One more time. Alright, try it on your own. Here it is again. A note about fingering. I have my C string tuned up to a D. That's neither here nor there. But in this case, it requires a special fingering. I go 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, and instead of taking my third finger and putting it on D, I use my fourth finger. And I just keep my third finger down on G. So again, that's 3, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4. Open A. I do that because playing a barred fifth on nickel harpa is awkward, and it makes a lot of key noise, especially if you're going really fast. So anyways, the very first phrase one more time with our new fingering. Try it. And now the next phrase is a pickup right off of 1, so we just ended on a downbeat, so it goes. And then play that again. And one more time. Now try. Repeat after me. 1. Let's stitch that onto the first phrase now. Here we go. Just practice that one more time. Now the next phrase, third phrase, goes like this. Again. And one more. Now try. Repeat after me. Go ahead. And then after that, second half of this phrase is kind of a big scale. Let me play that a couple more times. And one more. Now try it. Now note here, I actually slur the F sharp and the G on one bow, that way the whole thing ends on up bow. You'll see why later. But try working it in. Slur. Once more. Let's go over it from the beginning. 1, 2, 3. Now repeat after me or try playing along. 2, 3. Now, I have some good news. Well, bad news and good news. The bad news is this is only half of the A part so far. The good news is the second half is exactly the same except for the last 2 beats. So, I'm going to play the second half now. See if you can hear what the difference is. There it is. So it just goes. So if you're thinking of harmony, halfway through it does a little half cadence on D, half cadence, and then you just do that again, but then you do the full cadence on G. So let's just practice that little ending. Here's the ending of the halfway through on the half cadence. Try it. Try it again. And now try this, the ending on the full cadence at the end of the first A part. Listen again. And now try. Listen once more. Grace note optional. Now let's break the A part. We'll play the whole A part, we'll break it up into 4 phrases. I play, you play, I play, you play, I play, you play, I play, you play. Here we go. First phrase. Listen and repeat. Go ahead. Note that I actually ended on the first note of the next phrase, so we'll pick up right there. Here we go. Go ahead. Third phrase, listen and repeat. Again, I crept into the next phrase a little bit, but here's how it ends. Alright, moving on to the B part, we need to do this in third position, since it goes up to a high G. So put your third finger on D, on the A string. Now put your first finger there. When you do that, you should not just reach your finger around like this, but you should actually move your whole wrist and put your palm somewhere around the heel of the nickel harpa. Each nickel harpa is going to be different. In my case, if I pretty much put my heel, the heel of my palm, right where the neck joins the instrument, I know that's, and I put my first finger down on whatever key that is, that's third position. Speaking, of course, with a violin frame of reference, meaning third position. So anyways, first finger on D key. Listen to the first phrase, I'll play it a couple of times. Listen twice more. And once more. Now try. Let's practice it again. Listen. Now for this next phrase, we have a couple of fingering options. We could either stay up in third position, which I'm not going to do, or we could go down to first position, which is what I am going to go do. So we just finished. And now when you're playing this G, open your hand back up and reach your first finger back to the B key. And then let the rest of your hand, while you're playing the B, come down. So a shift isn't like this, bam. It's like, while you're playing the G, open, play the B, close. Practice that slowly a couple of times. So go from D, first finger, up to G, open your hand, reach back for B, and then close your hand and play E with your fourth finger. So keeping a perfect fourth between first finger and fourth finger. That having been said, here's how the actual notes go. Actually, I'll give you a moment to practice that. First finger on D key, fourth finger on G key, open hand down to B, close hand on E. Good little technical exercise. Alright, so just one more reminder. Shift, then we go. So it's. Try that. Here it is again. Sound familiar? Try working it in. Here it is once again. Once on your own. Once more, repeating after me. Now, while your open D string is ringing and your left hand has nothing to do, shift back up to third position. So get your finger ready over D after you've put your palm in the right place. Put it down, and guess what? The form is exactly the same as before. So we do the same. Catch that? Let me do that again. So again, this is just like in the A part, where the first half is exactly the same as the second half, it's just the cadence is in a different key. Listen for it. Here. Try that on your own. Listen again. And try. Now let's go back over the B part one last time. We'll do 4 phrases. I play, you play, I play, you play, I play, you play, I play, you play. Here we go. Third position. You play. Next. Go. Third phrase, back up to third position. Go. Last phrase. Go. Now let's talk really quickly about a few little ornaments that you can throw into this. So, working on what we just worked with, And contradicting what I said earlier, if when you're in their position you bar D and G with your first finger and you play the melody, so if you can walk back and forth between string crossings like this. Except you favor the top note. And feel free to grab the double stop whenever you like. Try it a few times. But not that literally. And the other place for a good ornament is when you do this little half cadence. These kind of upper little neighbor notes. Generally work throughout. Try a few. There are as well some double stops that are possible once you get truly bored. Only if you get truly bored. This one is really great to stick to, whenever you're doing double stops, stick to the chord tones of G, but occasionally throw in something from E minor. Like